Why, hello everybody, this is Mr. Mike and you're listening to the GamezAttack podcast, episode 51, which I am calling this one, finally, Final Fantasy. How's it going, everybody? Woo, yeah! Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. How's that going? How's it going, everybody? How's it going? Do I not have... I thought I had something else. I don't know.
Dude, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, besides you, Cartman. How's it going, everybody? I am doing quite well. Unlike other individuals out there that are always still crying and complaining and stuff. But you know what? I'm not getting any politics in my podcast, unless if it's gaming politics. Even then, I don't really like gaming politics, but if it happens in the gaming verse, that's where I have to talk about that stuff. But otherwise, if you're going to worry about other stuff like our country and Trump and everything else, just put your head back under that rock, guys, because it does not matter. It does not matter because the vote was in and we have won. This country has won. If you like it or not, things are going to be tested out. Things are going to be tried. Things are going to be pushed to their limits. And you know what? It's been good times. I've been a lot happier. And a lot of things are being planned, going on. Games are coming out. I'm going to be playing a lot of them, hopefully. I've been playing some, so I've been having a hoot and holler. The only thing I do not like so far in 2025 is this damn weather. Holy shit, Buffalo, New York, we've been getting cold weather, windy weather, rainy weather. Now it's back to super snowy, rainy, heavy shit weather. And I was just out there earlier plowing, snow blowing my driveway. I actually took out the snowblower because I'm like, I'm not going to lift this super heavy, wet snow. I got a super overpowered snowblower. I'll let that thing take care of it and keep my back from getting busted from shoveling snow. I shoveled a little bit, but I shoveled the leftover stuff. But otherwise, and then a little bit later when the X comes back, I'll have to go out there again and do a little bit more touching up and shoveling anyway. So it's, never ends. It's still snowing like a crazy kooky character outside, and I cannot wait till spring and summer comes. Holy shit. I cannot wait till the warm weather comes back. I know warmer weather means I'm more outside, doing other things outside and not gaming as much, but it doesn't mean I can't go outside to game. I got that beautiful front porch of mine, that porch deck awning. Can't wait to just sit out underneath it, take my ROG Ally outside, or maybe ROG Ally 2 if they announce something by the summertime or something around that time, and I could get a ROG Ally 2. That'd be pretty cool. But or else I'll just take out my ROG Ally and play that sucker. Not my Switch 2, because I definitely won't be buying the Switch 2 at launch. I'm definitely gonna wait till the OLED version of the Switch 2 comes out. Everybody's like, well, maybe there's gonna be an OLED version coming out right now, and maybe it's gonna be 4K, and maybe this, and I'm like, you guys are dreaming a weird, wild, crazy dream. It's not reality. It's Nintendo. A lot of people still don't understand how Nintendo works out there. And Nintendo don't go for power. They go for games and gameplay, which, you know what? Apple of the video game industry, they're doing something right. They understand the market. They understand that even though people want stuff, do they really want the stuff that they want? You know what I mean? And other people, you got Microsoft, Sony, and them, and all these other gaming companies trying to throw everything they got at you and trying out this, all these live. Then they copy each other. They copy each other in the most ridiculous ways by, we're all going to put out these same live service games that we know aren't going to sell, but we still going to have our people make them because God knows we don't learn from our own mistakes, and we're going to try to put out all these live service games and stuff like that are not going to sell, and then we got to shut them down, fire a bunch of people, and but there's a lot of things in the industry that are not smart at all, and that's probably my gaming politics right there, but they're smart things, and Nintendo seems like they know what they're doing. And you know what? Maybe the other people over at Xbox, aka Microsoft, Sony, and aka PlayStation, Sony, should maybe take a page from the Nintendo playbook once in a while, and instead of just pushing for more powerful, expensive hardware and making $100+ million games and stuff, why don't they think a little tighter, a little smaller, a little less powerful? We don't need 4K. 1080p gaming, 1080p 60 is just good enough. Bring in the ray tracing, bring in some of those extra tricks of the trade that NVIDIA and I don't think, does AMD call it ATI still with their graphics? ATI, or they just call it, I think they just call it AMD graphics or something like that. They used to be ATI and stuff like that back in the day, but their graphics initiative and their ray tracing and all that other FSR and PFSR and all this other stuff, utilize the tricks, make the games run 1080p, make them run 60 frames a second, stop pushing for more than that, and 4K and all that. And if some games run it 1080p 30 and the people that make the games to play and look great at 1080p 30, so be it. That means people got to stop over going, oh, I want all the frames. Because people are whiny out there. The consumer base is whiny. And I hate to say it, people say the gaming industry is growing, but I think it's growing beyond the customer base right now, especially when prices are high, especially for consoles. Consoles are way more complicated than ever, especially when they're always online, and then sometimes when the service goes offline, people can't play their games, which is still a big no-no in my book on that for digital titles and stuff where, if your service is down, you can't play your games. That is still bullshit. And Microsoft and Sony should know that, and I bet they do behind the scenes, and they should do a better job, especially when all your titles are digital and physical games are all basically code locked behind the scenes, and they all are, there's a key attached to your title of your game or whatnot, attached to your console and all that. And they should have it where it's like, okay, if our service is down for any time or whatever, you got 30 days to play your games no matter what. That's what they should do. I think Sony used to do that. I don't think they do that anymore, because I hear more and more people complaining they can't play their games offline and stuff like that. And it's just like, it's ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. And I just got to say, guys, what are you thinking? The game industry, what are you thinking? Nintendo, you can play their games offline, even their digital titles, at least for a certain amount of time. I don't think you need to connect to a Nintendo server for a while when you buy a game, because your game, it's got that code key that should give you the opportunity to play your games on or offline. And when it needs to call, when it jumps online, it could do that call. But when it's offline, it should give you at least 30 days to play those games. It should give you 1 month to play any of your titles. So if their service is down for a long period of time, you're still able to play those games, at least the games that don't need to be online, like multiplayer games. And, understandably, you can't play those online unless if they still have those features where you can implement, where you can go to somebody's house and daisy chain your consoles together and form your own little network and do some network gaming there back in the day. But really what Microsoft and Sony should be doing, they should be not pissing off their consumer base on that. And it's still a thing. I'm still surprised it's still a problem out there, especially when I play sometimes some games. If I'm not online, like sometimes I'll play a game on my ROG Ally and it's a Xbox game and I'm not online yet or something. It's like, oh, you're not online yet. I got to connect to the servers to see if you own this game. Dude, you should have this key. Key should be valid for a certain amount of time, like 30 days. I know I'm stretching and I know they'll probably be like, oh, 30 days is way too long for that. Okay, give us 2 weeks. or something. I say 30 days because that'd be a generous thing to do. Give us 30 days with the game so we can play it, and because it's installed, and especially if it sees you played it before and stuff, and you have a game save and all that, and maybe it should know, oh, this game was registered at this date, and the code and stuff is from this date where it's registered that you bought it, or you got it from Game Pass or PlayStation Plus or something. So, we should allow you to have 30 days from that time frame, and then when you get back online, we'll check again, and when your system is able to connect to our networks and our systems, we should be able to. Then we'll go and recheck that and make sure the code is valid and stuff like that. And then you'll get your achievements and stuff like that, or your PlayStation trophies. But they don't do that because I don't know why. Why do they do stupid things? I don't know why. I know it's all about money and shareholders and stupid corporations and all that. And, business stupidity sometimes makes bad decisions. People that are on the top that make these decisions make the wrong, dumb decisions, which eventually sometimes hurts them at the end. And you don't want to piss off a customer base that pays a lot of money for your stuff. And like I said, back to the whole thing of consoles are more complicated than ever. Games are more expensive than ever. Hardware, of course, the hardware is more expensive than ever, but the games are more expensive. The hardware and software is all more complicated than ever for a lot of people out there. And the whole reason to have that the home video game console came to be was people wanted a way to play their favorite games and titles at home easily without having going to an arcade. If you know what an arcade is, the younger generation probably doesn't know arcades, but us older gents like myself, arcades. We used to go play games at the arcades. And for those people that have PCs that play PC games, they know how to do all that stuff like me. I know how to do all the back door things on my PC and stuff, and have some great gameplay and all that. But a lot of people don't know how to play those games on their PCs or know how to use PCs well at all, which is still a shocker to me in 2025 that a lot of people still don't know how to use the personal computer. I can understand if it's the older generation, but when I'm hearing it's the younger generation, I'm like, where the hell have you all been? Where the hell have you all been for a while? And I ask myself this, I go, maybe people got to start learning stuff. Now, gaming isn't something that's a necessity or anything out there. And, it should be easy. It's for people that are privileged enough to be able to afford and own a system to take at home, hence still the expensive price points. But the console should be easy. Easy to work, easy to log in, easy to put a game in, play the game, etc., etc. But they like to do that extra protection layer because everybody's scared of piracy and everything else. So they do things overboard and they make the whole thing worse. And then, like I said, everything's more expensive out there. We can thank our governments all for that, for fucking everything up during the COVID times and stuff like that. We can thank all our politicians, and then the business people go, oh, what's profiteer from this? And then when they find out people can't afford stuff anymore, and then they gotta let people go, and then things get worse and more complicated, then they keep prices high and stuff, and it's all a downward spiral in that. But I'm not here to talk any doom and gloom. I'm here to talk about video games, and I'm lucky enough to be privileged to be able to afford this hobby because I don't make any money from it. I keep saying that eventually I might start a little what should I say, a little thing on my website, a little not a GoFundMe, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to do a Patreon or if I want to do something like a tip jar. A little something if somebody wants to kick in a few dollars here and there to to myself and my website for this hobby that I pay for all myself. But then I could buy more games and maybe play some more games, review games, whatever. I don't know. I've been thinking about that, but I'm also thinking about, well, maybe I want to make some T-shirts or gamer art or something like that and sell it just for fun, because I like to be very artsy and stuff. And I've been trying to maybe eventually get back into my digital art and stuff, but been a little busy. But I'm thinking about doing a lot of that. But it's not like I need the money, but it's like, oh, if I can get this money, then it takes a little bit extra financial burden off of me of what I do, because I don't need to do this, but still I do it for fun, and I do it because I know people out there might enjoy this, and I know I enjoy doing this. And, I don't know what I'm going to do yet, because I said I was going to do something like a tip jar or a Patreon or something like that. I already had a pre-Patreon loaded a long time ago. I just never activated it or anything, because I always like get cold feet at the last second, like, do I really want to do this? And then I think about the tax burdens and stuff, because that's another thing, because then everybody else wants the money, and you got all the tax people out there, the IRS, your local government stuff, looking in and going, yeah, you didn't tip that, but we want some of that money too, because, we like to grab everybody's money and then flush it down the toilet, so we need that extra money so we can flush it down the toilet. But besides that, I don't know. I've just been thinking, and I always think, but until I act on it, like I said, everything's always going to be free for me. It's just if people choose, because some people ask me, oh, is there any way I could contribute to your website at OldFreakyGamer.com that you pay to put up and do, or any of your videos I like watching, or your podcasts I like listening to? Oh, can I chip in a little bit of extra money or something, put some money in that you can, put towards the technology for new consoles, games, etc. And I'm like, well, not yet, but, eventually, T-shirts, all that stuff, that's all maybe in the near future. I don't know yet. It depends. It's not like I need to do it, but maybe I should do it, because it makes people happy to give a little bit, but we'll see on that. I just, I don't know. Like I said, this is all a hobby. I don't want to turn this into a business. Maybe when I'm fully retired and I'm not working anymore and stuff, then I can turn all of Old Freaky Gamer into a full-fledged business when I'm old and shitty and stuff like that. And then I could go, yeah, kids, chip in a $5 or something, and then I can pay for everything. Otherwise, I pay for my own website. I pay for my own podcast back end. I pay for... what else do I pay for? The internet, the games, the hardware, the computer tech, all this other stuff that I buy. I pay for it all myself. The bandwidth, all that stuff. It's all out of my pocket. And like I said, I do it as a hobby. I hear other podcasters and videographers out there going, oh my God, this stuff is so expensive and it's hard for us to do anything because it's so expensive to do a podcast. And I listen to them or watch them, and I go, and I shake my head. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's really not that expensive. Unless if you're doing it with expensive technology. Sure, it's not cheap. Like, I'm not doing this on the cheap, but it's really not hurting anything of me. And I got a full-time job and all that, but it's really not taking that much money out of my pockets. Now, I don't know I know other people might pay other people to do stuff and whatnot. I do everything myself. I don't have no overhead besides the internet and, paying for the website and the back end for the podcast to upload from Podbean. But otherwise, I don't really have any major overhead on what to do. And, you just get a good video camera. Like I got this new one, which I still should maybe do a review on or something or talk about, but I haven't done it yet. And I'm thinking I should get another one of these back cameras for a backup for one of these ring lighted cameras, because it's pretty good. And I should talk about it and mention it. It has everything I want in a camera. And it looks good. I think it looks good. If you think I look good, that's great. But, everything. I do all the graphic artwork, all the background stuff. It's all because I'm creative. I like to be creative. I like to do stupid little things and have my own stupid fun. And I learned stuff. I learned a lot of stuff along the way on how advanced from back in the day when I started doing podcasts and videos to now. I just look at the old stuff. I'm like, I'm surprised I was able to do that stuff back in the day. And then I look at the stuff now and I'm like, shit, I got this shit down to a science. And the technology, the software, everything that I use is just like light years ahead of what we used to have and do. And I do it on cheap. Now, game making, that's a different story. It does take some time. It takes some money and people to make games. And people can still make games out of their garages or basements and stuff, and with a couple friends or family members or something. But ultimately, it takes a lot of people, a lot of computer power, a lot of this and that to make games. But it should never go crazy. And people overpay, overfinance, overproduce, they do too much to certain genres and certain games, and the creativity gets lost sometimes in that shuffle, and sometimes the work suffers, the games suffer. Hence why I hear, even though the games industry says they're getting bigger and bigger, but I think their consumer base is shrinking slowly over time, because I hear less people playing games. I hear about less people buying games. I hear about, this $300 million plus game is not making that much money. Not many people bought it. Like, let's take Star Wars Outlaws. Why did people not want to buy Star Wars Outlaws? Is it just because it was too expensive, or is it just because people got sick of Ubisoft's bullshit, or what? What was it? Or people are sick of the franchise, the Star Wars franchise? I still wonder why. Not that I have been playing my Star Wars copy of Star Wars Outlaws. I should. Eventually I will. I own it, so I paid for it. So it's not like but still, it's like, do any of that stuff ever... It seems to me that, sure, it's harder to sell games and buy games because maybe people are not willing to spend $70 on games. Maybe people aren't willing to spend $500+ on consoles anymore, or people just would love to play it on a PC, but they don't have the money to build or the knowledge to have to work on a PC, to play games on a PC, or finances. Because still people out there, I hear that a lot of people don't have the finances to do the kind of gaming like I do, and other people do, and other people do with these other gamers out there, or I should say the other streamers and podcasters out there. They get their games a lot of times for free via, connections with the companies, getting like press kits and early games and stuff. I don't. I pay out of pocket for all my games. I wish I got my games for free. The only time I get my games for free is if they come out on Game Pass, like Avowed I got to play, but I still paid for Avowed, sort of. I paid, my $25 for Avowed for that upgrade so I could get it 5 days early and stuff. So technically I still paid for the game. So it's not like I have, never paid for my games. I always paid for my games because first off, I'm probably way too small for any large gaming company to ever give me a digital code for a copy of their game, because I would go out there and ask, especially for RGG Studios. I would love to have a code for Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. But it's too late now because I already bought the game. So I already got the game pre-ordered digitally, so I don't need the code anymore. But I would like that for games and studios that I play their titles regularly when they come out. I would like to be able to get those games for free so I can play them early, check them out, make some videos of them, whatever, talk about them on the podcast, and give them like some free advertisement or tell people that their game sucks. I don't know. I know companies wouldn't like that, but either way, that's something that I would like to do, but I don't, because I'm not that big. I don't have that big of a fan base or anything. Maybe eventually I will, but a lot of the time, a lot of it is just me talking to myself and doing stuff. But gaming is not cheap, you know, especially nowadays. It just keeps getting more expensive, and the games keep getting more expensive, and the hardware, and it's, like I said, it's complicated, and it's going in the wrong direction. They're going to start, if they keep going in that direction and making things more and more expensive and more this and that, they're going to start losing more of their gaming consumer base. More of those people are going to just keep playing the same titles that they keep playing. A lot of these guys are just complaining that, oh, you know, Fortnite and this game and that game, these couple games, Minecraft, are the ones holding people back from buying all our awesome games. Maybe just your games suck. Maybe a lot of people just don't want to play your games. Like, there's a lot of things. Like, most of EA's games are all sports games and shit, and I don't give a fuck about sports at all, and I will never buy any sports games. I used to buy, like, an NBA game every time a console launched, but even then, it's like, that looks good enough. I got, like, the Xbox One era's, what was it, 2K, NBA 2K or something like that. And it still looks good today on my Series X console. Now, sure, the rosters are probably way different and everything else, but the game looks the same as it does now. It looks beautiful. It's perfect enough. And I barely play it at all. I just bought it to check out how good the graphics can be and all that, and that's it. We got upcoming titles, like whenever Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out, that's probably gonna look like super awesome, but will people want to pay all that money to play it? They say they will. Over at Take-Two, Zach Zelnick, what's his name, Zach Zelnick or something, Mr. Zelnick over at Take-Two, he's the big boss, big CEO. He says, when Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out, that's when people are going to buy consoles again, because they're going to buy it just for Grand Theft Auto 6. And I'm like thinking, you're very optimistic on it, aren't you? And then sure, people will say, well, no, they're going to be even more expensive because of tariffs and all that. And I'm like, will they? Will they? Because if they make things more and more expensive, I'm pretty sure companies aren't willing to kill their fan base even more. If they figure people are not going to be willing to spend a certain amount of money on their games or their consoles eventually they'll back off. Eventually they'll be like, okay, we're not going to do that price hike. We're not going to do that. We'll have to eat the price in somewhere in the consoles or whatnot. Or if you're Nintendo, you make the consoles still underperformance in a lot of ways, but still they look a lot better than that because you're making your own games and you know what you want to eventually do with your console. And then you're like, well, we'll add a little bit extra power to this console because it's still cheap enough to do and make, and we can have third parties port games onto our system for a little limited time and, you know, stuff like that. And why Sony and Microsoft don't realize that and see that, I don't know. It's a crazy world, but we're living in it. So I played a bunch of games. I beat Final Fantasy 13. I have a Let's Play up of that. You should go definitely to OldFreakyGamer.com or go to YouTube.com. Search OldFreakyGamer, which is all one word, OldFreakyGamer. Or you could go to YouTube.com/ what is it? It's YouTube.com/ OldFreakyGamer-2023. If I'm not mistaken on that. Actually, I can look it up right here. It's in my show notes. Yeah, YouTube.com/ OldFreakyGamer-2023. Or you could just search Old Freaky Gamer, which I said it's all one word. If you separate Old Freaky Gamer in YouTube, it will not find it. But if you keep it all at one, you'll find me. You'll find my goofy, my crazy guy, my crazy logo guy. You'll know who it is. You'll see my face, my ugly face. So, yeah, that's where you can subscribe to. But that's where I have Final Fantasy 13 for PC. I've been playing on the PC Rug Ally. You know, I forgot to do this. Not that I'm going to be talking much about it, but
the games that have been played in the past week.
There we go. But yeah, I played it. I finally beat it. The last boss, the Bartholom Barfmalum Poof, what the fuck? I don't know his name. The very holy, not holy, very demon holy guy and Falsi leader guy destroyed him. Final boss had three things to beat him with. Beat him on the first one. The first stage, then the second stage was a bitch to beat, and then the third stage wasn't as hard as the second. The second round with him was the hardest. The third round wasn't as hard, and then I beat the game, and then I was just like so relieved because I didn't think I was gonna beat him. I'm like, oh my god, because he's just wiping my ass out over and over again. You'll see that in the video because I didn't think I was gonna be publishing the video. I'm like, oh man, this video is gonna be like 20 hours long or something, me trying to beat this guy. And I'm like, oh man, I gotta beat this guy before like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii comes out, because that's why I really wanted to beat it before. But luckily I was able to, and I beat him. I beat the game, and the game was fantastic with the story and all that, and the characters, and the ending was pretty good. And I beat my first Final Fantasy game, and I clapped, and I cried, and I had a great time, and that was a great experience. And then I'm like, well, maybe someday I'll play the Final Fantasy 13 X2 eventually. But that was a great trip. It was a great streams. It was a great series, my Final Fantasy playthrough series. You can watch it all at OldFreakyGamer.com or YouTube.com. Search OldFreakyGamer. I got a whole thing, the whole Final Fantasy 13 playthrough. It was well worth it. It was well worth the playthrough, and I thank everybody who came on to watch the streams, watched my videos on it. I got a lot of views on my Final Fantasy 13 playthrough, live and not, and people helping me, trying to help me out, even though I'm a stubborn old fool. But people were helping me out playing it, and I thank you all. It was an enjoyable experience. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching me play Final Fantasy 13. And I played that on my PC, and it played great. On my ROG Ally, I played great and had a great time. And then other games I played, Vampire Survivors. Been playing that on a whole bunch of stuff. Diablo 4. Oh, I've been playing the hell out of Diablo 4 now. That's my behind-the-scenes game. That's my console behind-the-scenes game. That's like, okay, I need some extra points for one thing. And two, I've been picking it up. I've been playing it. I've been making more. I've been unlocking more and more of that map. You know, I've been taking over my territory. That's how I've been playing it, like an evil person taking over her territory and stuff. And I've been having a blast playing some Diablo 4 in the background. It is a great not looter shooter, but a loot. What should I say? What is it? It's a loot game. It's a great game. I love Diablo. I wish Microsoft and Activision Blizzard would fix their back end and not use Battle.net and get the PC version working just on the PC Xbox side, so I can just load it up and load it up and play it and get achievements from it. That's the only reason I'm not playing Diablo 4 on PC, because I can't get any achievements. I can't play the game, and you can move your save transfers, but it doesn't unlock the achievements. And it's like Microsoft, Activision Blizzard, you guys dropped the fucking big ball. Why didn't you fix this back end? And it's stupidity. It's stupidity on there, because I would have loved to play Diablo 4 on my ROG Ally or something, but can't do it when the people that created it don't want to fix their back end approach. They want to split the people down multiple ways. Like, oh, I want to play this on my PC. Oh, I got to download Battle.net, even though this is an Xbox game. And we had over a year and some change to fix the back end, to merge it all together. But I don't know what the fuck they're doing or thinking over at Microsoft over there at the Xbox division. Maybe they should fix their back end and get rid of that Battle.net and bring everything, even the Bethesda launcher or whatever. I wonder if is that gone yet? I thought they were getting rid of that eventually, but they should get rid of all those other launchers, bring it all together, put it all under the Xbox power servers and stuff. I know it takes a lot of money and time and shit, but if they're really going to be vested in this shit all the time, you got to bring it all under the one house, under the same banner, get it all working, get the achievements working, because fuck, you guys are fucking up in a lot of ways behind that. But otherwise, that's why I've been playing Diablo 4 on my Xbox. And it gives my Xbox a good run, Because I don't, sometimes I don't play my Xbox that much. I've been playing mostly on my PC and ROG Ally. So it gives my Xbox a nice use. Played a little bit of Arcade Paradise on my ROG Ally. And then, of course, Avowed. Mr. Avowed, Mrs. Avowed. Avowed is out, sort of. If you paid to get it early, 5 days early, or it's coming out this Tuesday. So when you're watching or listening to this podcast, it's coming out this Tuesday, folks. So get ready, get set, and get ready for the fun, because Avowed is, I'm going to say it right here and now, it is a fun game. It is a very, very fun game. So I'm going to talk about Avowed now for a bit, because why not? And let me get to my charts here. So Avowed, it's an action role-playing game, RPG, action role-playing game. So if you played any of the Elder Scrolls games, or whatever, not the Fallout games, but the Elder Scrolls games, we'll just strictly keep to Elder Scrolls. You know what this game is going to be like. Now, the control scheme and the way certain things happen in it maybe be a little bit different, a little bit more colorful. Actually, a lot more colorful. This game is a lot more colorful and prettier than at least the Elder Scrolls games that I played. Skyrim is nice and dark and gritty and stuff, and everything else is dark and gritty. But Avowed added some color to this, and it has the same concept. I guess, and I didn't know this because I'm reading this, and I was reading this before. Apparently, they have this other game genre that Obsidian Entertainment does, and they got their game like Pillars of Eternity series or something like that. I know nothing about Pillars of Eternity. I never played the games, etc., but I know the Outer Worlds. I played that. I know they did Fallout New Vegas before. So that's how I know Obsidian Entertainment, before Microsoft took them over all those years ago. And apparently this game, Avowed, is based off of the Pillars of Eternity universe, which the game is set in the world of Eora, which I not know nothing about. But it's it is a really good game. It's very, in my interpretation of this game, if this will turn you on or turn you off, this game is Elder Scrolls like, with a lot of color, a lot of great tactics and stuff. It also has the gameplay of, and not the control, a little bit of the control scheme, but mostly the gameplay and the back end, like the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild game has, or Tears of the Kingdom, whatever game you played of those. If you played those games, if you played Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, you will get a Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild tingle from this game. It felt like, oh, I'm playing as as Link. I always say Zelda because I'm stupid like that. I feel like I'm playing as Link in this world, and I'm playing a Breath of the Wild game, but it's not. It's Avowed. But it has that feel to it. You'll understand because of how they created it and how they created the world and stuff. They took a lot from the Breath of the Wild, or they just modeled stuff after it, because there's a lot of gameplay techniques and the way you hit things, the way your stamina goes down and all that. It just feels more Breath of the Wild. Now, no, if I'm jumping and running and stuff, I'm not losing my energy and stamina, which is great because that sucks in those games. And and you know, they do it also in like the Skyrim and Elder Scrolls things, but in Avowed, you're running and jumping, and that doesn't take any of your stamina. Thank God for that. But when you're battling, hitting stuff, doing stuff like that, that takes your stamina away and stuff, and it recharges, all that stuff. But it's really good. You can play in both first-person or third-person views of the game, which is also good. You can use magic, melee, firearms, also spells, just like Elder Scrolls kind of things. They got your electric, fire, water attacks, wind attacks, stuff like that. They got a lot of stuff, and those attacks could be also combined with your physical attacks and stuff. And they have this system where you can have 2 weapons on you at a time. You can switch between easily, super fast, your weapons at a time by hitting Y on the controller. And I have myself, like, right now I got a battle axe, and no, I have the big pirate sword, the fine pirate sword right now, but I had a battle axe. I still have it. It's in my inventory, but I have a sword, and then I have the book of spells that I hold in my other hand, because you can hold 2 items with that, because the sword you hold one-handed. So I'm able to hold the book of spells so I could do my magical spells while chopping and hitting enemies down. And then on the other front, which I only can do one because it takes 2 hands to do the bow, so I got the bow and arrows, which another great thing, I don't have to build arrows. I don't have to find things to build arrows. I don't have to buy arrows, nothing. You have unlimited arrows to shoot with your bow. You just got to watch out for your stamina, because you lose it when you're shooting your arrows all the time. But you do not have to get new arrows. And I think that's with all the ammo. I think that's with the gun ammo and all that. You don't have to get ammo for your weapons that use ammo. It's just unlimited. Which, to me, that's a win. That's a big, big win in my book. Now, sure, if your health goes down, or your stamina, or your magicka, or whatever they call it, goes down, you're going to need a potion or something to up your health, up your magic ability and stuff, so you can use it again and stuff like that if you waste it over time, or stuff like that. But otherwise, it is really accommodating for the player, and it makes me feel a lot more powerful when I'm playing this. Now, note, I did die many times, and there are many of not just mini bosses, but enemies that can be very bad and overpowering. If you know how to get around that, which I've been learning, and I've been hearing how other people play. Now, no, I played as of right now, about maybe 6-ish hours of this game so far, and that's just a pinch of this game. I hope to play a lot more of this game after I do this podcast and do a nice little Let's Play of that for the week for this week for you guys before Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza and Hawaii comes out. But I played about 6 hours of this so far or something, and I've just been loving it. Loving it. It is a really, really strong title. When I first saw gameplay of it, I saw what Obsidian was doing with this, and I'm like, oh, this is an Elder Scrolls game. I did not know until I seen gameplay of it that it had the feel. Until I actually played the game, I didn't know it had that feel of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and stuff like that in it. Also, you can make it sounds like the story. It's about like a sickly forest thing going on in nature or something, which is making animals and creatures and plants and people go all sickly and turn into monsters and stuff. It's making everything's getting sick in this overall forest. What is it called again? I'm trying to think here. I'm trying to look. Hold on. Excuse me. For the Living Lands. So, okay. As it says here in the plot, I'm reading the Wikipedia on this. So the plot states that Avowed takes place in the Living Lands, a diverse region within the world of Aurora. The Living Lands features a range of environments such as lush forests and arid deserts to sprawling caves and valleys. Players assume the role of an envoy from the Aedir Empire Adair Empire, tasked with investigating a mysterious plague known as the Dream Scourge. So basically a sickness that's getting over. So basically the story of this, the main story of this, the sickly forest and stuff, reminds me of other games like Ori and the Blind Forest. It has that feel to it. Also, maybe the gunk a little bit. Now mind you, when you play the game, then you can say yay or nay on those two other games of how it feels. So like I said, it's got a little Breath of the Wild in it, a little bit of the Ori and Blind Forest, a little bit of the gunk kind of feel to it. It's got a lot of things, Elder Scrolls mainly, but it seems like it takes a little bit of things from everything and it puts it all in this amazing open world that I barely touched, and it's really cool. It's a really, really good game so far. I'm playing as a female. I like to play as females. Don't question me on that. She's got different colored eyes. She's got green suave hair, and the hair effects in this is pretty damn good. I don't think it's hair FX good, but I think it's good enough where her hair moves when she moves, and when she's moving, she'll flip her head, and you'll see the hair moving and stuff. It's pretty cool. I like it. I think the water, the textures. Now, note, I've been playing this both on my ROG Ally and my big PC. On my big gaming PC, everything's turned to max. I got ray tracing on. I got all the stuff. So everything from all the colors to the visuals, everything just pops and flows, shines and shimmers, glimmers, and everything's so smooth. And the game just looks and plays so beautifully on my PC. So beautifully. I just enjoy the look and the feel of it I'm playing on the PC. It is so beautiful, and how it runs magically deliciously well. So smooth as butter on my PC, and I haven't come across to anything game breaking or anything yet. On my ROG Ally, I had a little bit of issues at first playing the game. It was after doing the shader thing and trying to load, it would crash a bunch of times, and I kind of figured, I'm like, okay, so this game is crashing a lot, so I'm guessing maybe I don't have the Avowed title update or the graphics update or anything like that, and I know I didn't upgrade or update my ROG Ally in a while. So what I did after I noticed my game kept slowing down and crashing and stuff, and it wasn't letting me get really too much into the game, play at all. So I updated my ROG Ally. Of course, it needed a graphics driver update. It needed a back-end update. It needed, which if you go to my Asus app on the ROG Ally, make sure you have that my Asus app in the ROG Ally, because that app gives you like certain updates that you won't get from your Windows update or anything else. It's in the My Asus update, which is weird. It's not in like the Armory Crate update, because Armory Crate has its own updates. So you got the graphics update, you got the My Asus update, the BIOS got updated because that needed to be updated. The graphics, what else? There was something else about a back end thing. There was a bunch of little updates that I needed to do, and I did them. And, I did a nice cleanup of the drive, the solid state drive. I like to do a little, after all that's done and stuff, I like to do a little optimization to my solid state drive via Windows. I know some people say, oh, that's not needed, but it helps. To me, it helps. I don't know. I feel like it helps. I loaded the game back up. Takes a little while because it's got to update the shaders over time, which are the graphics and the visuals, all that stuff. After that, loaded up perfectly fine. It works perfectly well. Now note, I'm the ROG Ally. It's not like my gaming PC with a major graphics card. It doesn't have ray tracing and all that stuff. So all that stuff I have to turn off. All that stuff is off. What it knew, it kept everything on low. So everything's on low settings and stuff. It's running at 1080p 60. I'm running the graphic, or the CPU's only at 15 watts. I don't have to run it at 25 watts. I find that most of my games I can run at 15 watts, and it's just perfectly smooth as butter. There's very few games that have to run beyond that, but otherwise it ran. After doing all the updates and stuff, the game runs pretty good on my ROG Ally. I've been playing on my ROG Ally for a few hours and stuff, doing stuff. Now note, the graphics, sure, things look semi-pretty in the game, but mostly it looks really, really, really poor graphics and a lot of stuff. You look at it, you'll see fuzz, you'll see stuff. It gets a little grimy. It's not as pretty as playing on the console, or probably it's not like you're playing it on the PC or console. I'm guessing the console is going to look just as beautiful, I hear. I'm playing on PC, like I said, but the ROG Ally, it does look a little muddy-ish. It looks a little... You can tell that the graphics have been dumbed down when you're playing it. But it plays smoothly. It plays very smooth. It plays very well. It looks good enough because it's on a small screen. Runs at 1080p 60 very well. So it's not a problem to play Avowed on the ROG Ally if you want to play it on a portable gaming device. Now, I can't speak to stuff like the Steam Deck or the Legion Go or anything like that, even though I've been hearing that the Legion Go's and stuff like that haven't been doing too hot. But I can't speak about any of the other gaming handhelds because I only have the ROG Ally. And like I said, after doing the necessary updates and the graphics driver update and stuff, the game runs perfectly well, runs perfectly fine. Now, note, like I said, even though you can bump up the FRX or whatever they call it, FXR3 or whatever that enhancement thing is for the Radeon chip, it does make it look decent, but it's still muddyish. You'll see the muddyish and you'll go, ooh, my character, all that stuff looks a little muddy. And you know what? It doesn't bother me. It might bother some people. It doesn't bother me. It's playable. It still looks pretty decent on a handheld like that. I'm surprised on how much power that ROG Ally has. And I got the original. I don't have this ROG Ally X, mind you. I got the ROG Ally Extreme version, but I don't have the X. And it, even with the limited amount of RAM in there and stuff like that, it does a decent job at playing the game, and the game looks really decent on there. Now, for the people that own a ROG Ally X, maybe it looks a little bit better because it has more memory and stuff in there to play around with the graphics and stuff. Maybe it looks better. And maybe when Asus eventually announces the ROG Ally 2, hopefully by my birthday in summer, and it comes out, I'll buy that, and it'll be more powerful, and then it'll look even better when I play it on a more powerful, capable machine. But otherwise, the game runs good. I can clearly say it. So any of you people that have ROG Allies, ROG Ally X or X's or ROG Allies Extremes out there, I can clearly say it runs pretty damn good. When you update it, make sure you update everything from the My Asus app and your Armory Crate app. That's the Armory Crate app. You get your graphics drivers and stuff. With the My Asus app, you get all those other backend drivers and stuff, and the BIOS update. So definitely update before you play the game. But it works. It works well. I'm going to be playing it on my PC more often, though. I can tell you that, because I just love to see the pretty. But if I'm laying in bed, like this morning, I was laying in bed in the morning. I took out my ROG Ally, played a little bit of Avowed before I woke up, enjoyed it. Now, no, my arms and hands were all turning numb because I'm laying forward in the bed. I'm not laying back and playing it like some people do, because that's when you get to the problem of the thing falling on your face when you forget to keep holding it properly. So I like to lay on my stomach and put the pillows in front of me, and I put the ROG Ally over that and then I play it like that. That seems like a decent way for me to play it. I know there's been some gimmicky devices out there where you can put this thing on like a little stand or something. You can play it off of there. I'm not going to do that. But playing in bed, it was just fine. I was playing it on the couch the other night. You know, ran pretty good, pretty fun. But it is a fun game. And I'm looking forward to playing a lot more of it. But like I said, we got another game coming up that I'm going to be into. I kind of gave up on beating any of my other games that I have from like of course Star Wars Outlaws, Indiana Jones, what was the other one? Call of Duty, Black Ops 6, stuff like that. I figure I'll get back to them eventually. I'll eventually get back to them. Maybe I'll be playing them more in the summer or something when I'm outside of my deck porch and stuff like that. But I'm not worried at all because I have them all. I have them all on Game Pass. I own a couple of those games, so it doesn't really matter. And for, Star Wars Outlaws, eventually I'll get back into that as well. But I'm going to just mostly focus on both Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii going forward, and Avowed. So those will be my games. And Avowed I can play in the background. I can go back to it and cancel it. It's not a big deal. It's not one of those big deal kind of games. But still, very happy. Amazed at what they did. I think they did an excellent job. It's running on the Unreal 5 engine, which is more of a resource hog than the previous Unreal engine, mind you. So, because it's utilizing more graphics and textures and features and stuff and making games and stuff. But hopefully Epic eventually optimizes that for more portable systems. I know they're not the biggest on that, but we'll see on that. Let's see here. Bought a bunch of other games. I'll get into that quickly. Like I said, I bought Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Got that cheap because I had some credit gift card balance stuff, so I was able to get it for like $30. So that's good, from $70 to $30. That's always good when you can save some money on that. Purchased another game on the Xbox because there were some game sales, and I'm like, oh, I want to try these out. And eventually I will. Eventually I'll get to them. Like Elemental War 2, it's one of those tower defense type of games. I got that for the Xbox. It looked pretty interesting, so I purchased it. It was only $9.99, so I got and paid $10.86 for it with tax and all that. But I was like, oh, this is on sale on my wish list, so I might as well purchase it. Will I ever play it? Yeah, eventually I will. Of course, this is the Avowed Premium Edition. I already said I bought that for like $25. And then eventually I'll play this. I think I got this for the PC. Yes, I did. Eventually I'll get back into this. And I'll get back into this when they finally announce the sequel coming out. Whenever that happens. I don't know what happened to it. But I purchased The Wolf Among Us again. The Telltale game series game. It's an amazing game. I didn't have any achievements on it for the PC version. I guess the achievements weren't cross achievements for this game with the Xbox game. And I played this many times on my Xbox and stuff. So now I'm going to play on my PC again. But I'm going to play this when they finally announced that The Wolf Among Us 2 is coming out, which we've heard nothing on. I've heard nothing at all about this game, and I'm wondering what happened. Is it in limbo? Is something happening behind the scenes? What's going on with that? I'm really interested in knowing when The Wolf Among Us 2 will eventually come out so I could buy it and play it, because that was a great game from Telltale. It's one of I like most of the Telltale games out there. I played 90% of the Telltale games that came out, mostly the Walking Dead series, because those were what really got me into the Walking Dead. And then I watched the series, this TV series, and I'm like, oh, I love the Walking Dead. So, but purchased that as well because they were all on sale. So I spent about a little chunk of money on all that because, like I said, there was a lot of game sales going on. I'm like, why not add some more digital games to my backlog? Why not, Mr. Mike? Why not do that? Why not be stupid and add that? But going forward, I don't know. I'm going to wait because there was like Lollipop Chainsaw and some stuff like that were on sale. But even at $30, I'm like, maybe Lollipop Chainsaw needs to go a little bit to $19. You know, around $19, $20. Maybe I'll get that Lollipop Chainsaw, or it'll be on Game Pass by that time. If it's on Game Pass, that'll be even better because then I don't have to pay a cent for it. So I don't know. Games like that, I'm waiting on. There's other games that I'm waiting to go really cheap, but yeah, I did buy some more games. And why? I don't know why, because they were on sale and they're in my wish list, and I can't help myself when the game's really, really cheap on my wish list, even though I know I'm not going to play that thing right away. See, that's what the problem of being a gamer like me is. You know, you got a little extra income in your pocket and you go out and you buy a bunch of things you do not need. And talking about a bunch of things that people don't need, how about this PlayStation State of Play that just happened not too long ago? When was this? February 12th? Is that when it went on? Yes. I did not watch it. I heard it was like over an hour long or something, or 40, or what was it, like 45 minutes? I said over an hour. I think it was like 40, 45 minutes or something. I did not watch this because, first off, I don't have a PlayStation. You know, I don't own a PlayStation 5 or anything, a modern PlayStation. I got a PS3 and a Vita and all the other ones, but I don't have a modern PS5 or 4 or anything like that. 2, eventually a lot of these games are going to go on sale on Steam anyways, and eventually maybe I'll buy some of them on Steam. And I also thought, I wonder if there's not going to be anything new and good to show from Sony, because Sony has not been showing off anything new or worthwhile lately for justification for owning a PlayStation 5, even though a lot of PlayStation fanboys out there will cry and whine and complain, say, no, it's the best. I paid $600 something plus for my PS5 Pro. Bro, it's the best console. But yet Sony isn't really putting out much for your console, right? And with the whole misfortune and happen behind the scenes of them trying to make all these live service games, and now not making any regular games because they went all service games crazy. You're not going to be seeing games from Sony directly for a while from PlayStation. You're going to see a lot more third parties. Of course, Microsoft's going to fill up your calendar. So sure, a lot of games that we would think would only be Microsoft exclusive isn't going to be that anymore because Microsoft's opened up to sell their games on anything and anything. So you're welcome, guys. You'll be able to see some of our games on your system. And you know what? To me, it doesn't matter. I still will be upset when I hear that like Halo and Gears of War will go on the PlayStation someday, but I don't even, like I said, I don't even play my Xbox that much anymore. I play it for certain titles and certain physical titles that I have. Otherwise, I play it on my PC anyways, and as long as it's in Game Pass, I'm happy. Or PC Xbox / Game Pass. It doesn't matter if it's a Game Pass title. If they sell their games in the PC Xbox store, I will buy it, which that store needs to get more love. And I think Phil Spencer and people over there at Microsoft and the Xbox division should try to push their PC Xbox store. Maybe make it better. Maybe, I don't know. I like how it is. I know people still complain about that store in the back end or whatever, how the games aren't as updated as the Steam games and stuff. But yeah, they could do a lot better in the back end. But you know what? As long as they get the games, I will buy the games on the PC Xbox store, or get them through Game Pass as well. But a state of play did happen. Sony did show off some games. Most of these titles are from third parties. There are some from first parties. The ones that are on the list here, I got the list right here of that I'm going to go through. A lot of these games I probably don't know anything about, but I'm still going to announce them. So Sony announced Saros from House Marquee Games. Know nothing really about it. Days Gone Remastered. Like everybody wanted a Days Gone Remastered. I heard that game didn't do too hot or did okay back in the day. And I heard that it wasn't a game that they would ever make a sequel to. But yet they're like, hey, let's pimp this game out some more. Let's update a little bit. Let's add a little bit more grittier graphics and let's try to make an easy 50, 60. What are they? They're probably going to charge $70 because it's Sony. And Sony's going to do what Sony does. It's PlayStation. They're going to try to fucking shoot their PlayStation name and stuff around and go, hey, we're gonna charge you a premium for this remastered no matter what. You're not going to get any upgrades or anything like that. You're just going to pay out of the ass for a game that probably you're not going to care too much about. I watched people play Days Gone, and it was okay, but it wasn't anything really special, but it was okay. And it's like, okay, I would get Days Gone for like $10 on Steam if it ever ended up as a $10 game on Steam. Sure, I'd buy Days Gone and play it if it was like $10 or so, but Sony not having anything really good. And I heard that people, even the fanboys, because I've been reading the comments, were like, what the fuck, Sony? Sony PlayStation, you're showing us a fucking remaster of Days Gone? Fuck you. I heard a lot of fuck yous in the comments of that. Of course, most of these are going to be third parties, like from Sega, Shinobi Art of Vengeance, which could be a great game, but it's not a PlayStation game. From Omega Force, Warriors Abyss. Know nothing about that, but it looks like a guy is going to fight a lot of people or a lot of enemies. Gearbox showed off Borderlands 4, of course, but Borderlands 4 is coming out for everything. It's coming out for PC, Xbox, PlayStation, maybe the Switch too. Maybe. From Konami, Japan, because they got a J at the end, so it's got to be Konami Japan. Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater, which, of course, not a Sony game, but it's mostly been on the Sony platform. But it's going to be on Xbox and stuff as well, and PC as well, so this time around. So it's not going to be an Xbox exclusive, so there you go. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds from Sega, definitely not a first-party title, Sony. Not a first-party title. I don't see that. From MediaVision, Digimon Story, Time Stranger. Yes, because Sony PlayStation fans out there with their $700+ consoles, their PS5 Pros really want to play a Digimon game on their expensive consoles, I tell you. From Hazelight Studios, Split Fiction. It does look good, but I think you got to have 2 players to play this game. Is that correct? Let me look at this if it tells me here. Embrace the mind-blowing moments you're pulled deep in worlds of split a boundary-pushing co-op adventure. Yes, so I'm guessing you need 2 people to play it because it says co-op adventure. And Electronic Arts is publishing it from Hazelight Studios. So also not a first-party Xbox title, but coming from a third party, and it's a co-op game, which I can't play. It looked good. It looked familiar to something else, but I can't play it because I don't have any friends, so there you go. Oh, look at this. Liza P. Overture from NeoWiz. Definitely not a first-party Sony game, but maybe people will like to play it. From Unity Zero Games, Lost Soul Aside. Don't know anything about it, but definitely not a first-party Sony game. From ZDT Studio, Darwin's Paradox. That looks like a fun game to buy on your PlayStation 5 Pros. If you're watching the video version of this, you're just seeing me shake my head and just laughing behind the scenes here like, what the fuck? Sony, what the fuck? Hell Is Us from Rogue Factor. One of those throwaway games. I'm telling you, one of those throwaway games. Don't really care. Don't really care about it. Definitely not first party title. From Recon Games, Metal Eden. Because I don't know what that is. It looks like another shooter. Another shooter. Okay. Space shooter. Whatever. Not a first party Sony title. From Eclipse Glow Games, Tides of Annihilation. Got a pretty lady. Her eyes glowing on one side with some smoke coming out of it. You know, that weird dreamy smoke stuff. Not a first party title from Microsoft. Or from Sony, sorry. From Sony. Not a first party Sony game. Now, I know people will say, but Mike, Microsoft hasn't come out with any first party games for a while. Well, they have, but they weren't so good. They weren't that good. And two, now they're bringing out all their A game because they were still working on them. They're not all making one type of genre of game behind the scenes and going, oh shit, we're only making one type of genre of game and we're not even going to put most of these out. Let's keep going on, folks. Another game in their dev story here. Mind's Eye, Build a Rocket Boy. That's the studio. Build a Rocket Boy. Mind's Eye. Another not first party title. From Capcom, Onimusha, Way of the Sword. Pretty sure that's coming out on Xbox, right? I know sometimes Capcom doesn't yet coming out on Series X, PC, and PlayStation. So definitely not first party title and definitely not just on the PlayStation. Multi-platform, people. Oh, Onimusha 2 Samurai's Destiny Remaster. Oh, so more Onimusha. So if you weren't just going to get one Onimusha, Onimusha, you're going to get another one. From Capcom. Not first party PlayStation title. Dreams of Another from Q Games. Sony better be dreaming on these games coming out because this looks like a game that nobody's going to want to play. This next game, people are going to want to play. I've been hearing a lot of people talking a lot about this game, but it's not a first-party game, and it is coming out on everything. Switch, unknown yet, but it's coming out for PC, Xbox, and PlayStation at least. And that's Monster Hunter Wilds, folks. Now, nope, I played some Monster Hunter games. I tried out the ones on like Xbox and PC and stuff. I didn't care for Monster Hunter. I didn't care for the gameplay of it. A lot of people do. I respect the game. I respect the whole battle, the monsters and stuff like that, but it just didn't hit me. A lot of people, it did. So that's coming out. Not a first-party Sony or exclusive title at all. This one we can say Supermassive Games. We can say this. Oh, wait, no, this isn't. I thought this was. Oh, I guess not. Excuse me. Another not PlayStation title, Sony title, or Xbox or PlayStation exclusive title.
Dude, go fuck yourself.
Oh, even Carmen's getting pissed at me.
Dude, go fuck yourself.
Sorry, Carmen. I gotta tell it like it is. Okay, I thought this Directive 8020 at Dark Pictures Games. This is by Supermassive Games. I thought this was an exclusive to PlayStation, but it's saying here it's Xbox, PC, and PlayStation. Alrighty then. Okay. Oh, because I'm thinking of a different game. Excuse me. I'll backtrack that a little bit. This is a different game with a space lady in it. This isn't the one from Insomniac Games, that one. You know what I'm talking about. This is the other one. But it's another lady in a spacesuit, so it reminds me of it. Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic from Steel Wool Studios. Probably on every platform. Not a Sony PlayStation exclusive. Not a first-party title. The Midnight Walk from Moonhood. One of those crazy third-party title games, not from a Sony studio or a Sony PlayStation exclusive. Oh, wait. I'm wrong. It is only on PlayStation. I'm wrong. This is a PlayStation game. Oh, it's for PlayStation VR 2. Publishers, Fast Travel Games. So it's not a PlayStation. It's a PlayStation exclusive game, but it's not a PlayStation made game. It's made by a VR company for the PSVR 2. Got it. I gotta look up all these. I gotta click into each one of these games so I know exactly what the fuck I'm saying half the time. Now I can tell you this next game is definitely not a Sony PlayStation first party title or exclusive. It used to be back in the day an exclusive, but then when they opened up to the rest of us, RGG Studios, Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, I just purchased it on my PC Xbox account. So I pre-ordered that sucker, so I can definitely tell you that's not just only on PlayStation or exclusive or a first-party title, but it's going to be a fun game for anybody and everybody, and I'm telling you, watch my Friday night stream of this. It's going to be fun. And for all you people that are interested in the Like a Dragon Yakuza series, you got to play these games because they're fun. From Mint Rocket, Dave the Diver, definitely multi-platform. I know that for a fact. Not a first-party PlayStation game. 1047 Games, Splitgate 2. Not a first-party title. Next one, Visual Concepts, WWE 2K25. Not a PlayStation exclusive nor first-party title. Stellar Blade, Shift Up. Now this one, PC and PlayStation. But is this more of, dude, the people at Stellar Blade, are they, from Shift Up, are they owned by Sony? They got some Sony affiliate. Does Sony, like, have money in that company? There's something about them that I think that's why they're only PlayStation and PC, because I don't know for sure, but I thought that this company maybe was somewhat in bed with, I don't know, like Sony owns a part. I don't know. It could just be rumors, but it's not on. It's something that we could say that is PlayStation exclusive, but it's on PC too, so it doesn't matter. But still. From Don't Nod, definitely not a game that is for just PlayStation, not a first-party exclusive game or anything like that. Lost Records, Bloomin' Rage. Looks interesting. I like Don't Nod games, but we'll see when I get to play it. From Dog Bomb Inc., Blueprints. Know nothing about it, but third-party game. Probably not a PlayStation exclusive title. Nope. This is definitely on everything because they even have an Mac OS version of this Blueprints. They say PlayStation, Xbox, PC, and Mac OS. So this even has a Mac OS address to it. So definitely not a PlayStation first party or exclusive. Abiotic Factor from Deep Field Games. Nope, this is on multiple consoles and units. Not a PlayStation first-party game nor exclusive. And probably a game that most people won't play. How many games we got left? We got 4 games left. Holy shit, I thought they were going to keep going. Patapon. I shouldn't know how to say that. Patapon 3. Oh, an actual Sony Computer Entertainment first-party exclusive title. Yay. And what is this going to be? Is this going to be on... They're showing... Is this for PlayStation? Oh, it could play on the PlayStation Portable. It could play on that. So, there we go, guys. There you go. Patapon 3. Not that it's a bad game. It's a great series. I think I played one of the Patapons. Like on the Vita or something like that. But, there you go. That's what your $500+ consoles, PS5 Pros can play is Patapon 3. There you go. Sony got you guys something. They got you something that's first party. You got your first party right there. Patapon 3. Armored Core from Software. Ooh, is this like a backtrack to the original days? Armored Core. It's coming to PlayStation 3. Wait, what is this? What is this? Just the? Is this? What are they talking about? Hardcore? Is this just like a update, like a remaster or something that could be played? This came out in '97. What is this Armored Core bullshit? This is a PlayStation title. It's not on anything else. It's just PlayStation. Is this like something for the PS Plus? Something that From Software is bringing back? Okay. Don't know what is up with that, but that's an old title. Oh, Armored Core Project Phantom, From Software. Armored Core Master of Arena. So they're bringing out like all the old Armored Core games that they're bringing out, so you can buy it on your PlayStation 5s and stuff like that. PS5 Pros. Alrighty then. So there you go, folks. That's what was all announced on this very, very fun. Glad I didn't watch a single portion of it. PlayStation Direct Plus, Direct, whatever. PlayStation State of Play. Whew, the state of PlayStation right now is looking grim, folks. I know I like to tease about it because I am an Xbox PC fanboy and all that stuff, but shit, what are they giving you guys over there? You guys are you fanboys are so into the PlayStation and what Sony could eventually do for you guys, but they're not doing anything. Oh, God. It seems like they're not giving you the games that you deserve. They're not giving you the titles, the software for your hardware that you deserve. And it hurts me, too. It hurts me to think that you guys aren't getting to play and that, sure, you're getting games for your PlayStation, but it's coming from all the third parties. It's coming from, of course, Microsoft now because they own the biggest publishing. They're the biggest publisher out there now. But nothing. Sony used to create great games back in the day with their God of War titles, with all the other stuff. You know, tons of first party studios. I loved playing their games, and and this is why I don't play on PlayStation really anymore or at all. And anything that I get, like Horizon Zero Dawn, Ratchet and Clank, all that stuff, I'll get on Steam because why should I spend hundreds of dollars on a hardware that I know will just sit there? Now, my Xbox just doesn't sit there because I got stuff to play on it still. I still will play games on it. But eventually I might not even do that. I'll just go pure PC. But the PlayStation, man, it just fell off a cliff of what games are going on there. And I know people will hate me for saying that, but damn, Sony, PlayStation's, they're sucking worse than Microsoft. But people like them because of the nostalgia and they got a more global feel to it and stuff. And people like their shitty little controllers, which their controllers used to be good, but now they're not, in my mind. But, yeah. Oh, God, guys, that was a bad state of play. The state of play for the Sony makes me feel like they're not giving you guys what you need, what you deserve. I'm sorry to say. That was bad. And all the comments in the comment section, all were PlayStation people saying, I love Sony, I love my PlayStation, what am I playing on it? What the fuck, Sony? What the fuck? What is this garbage? And everybody's saying Microsoft has a stronger lineup, which they do. You got Avowed now. You got all this other stuff coming out this year. You know, sure, Microsoft was in the same boat with lack of good titles, lack of titles. They had stuff coming out, but some of them weren't as good as people wanted, blah, blah, blah. But at least they were coming out with stuff from their own studios. And they're still coming out with stuff. Now they're really coming out with stuff. And these titles are getting better, hopefully. And these titles, like Avowed is great. Other stuff is going to be great. And I think Microsoft has it. Even though people don't want to buy the consoles, at least Microsoft's giving you an opportunity to play it anywhere. So PlayStation, PC, Switch 2, etc., etc. I like that. I'm going to pause for the cause. You will not know, but I'm going to pause behind the scenes here, and I'll be right back. And I'm back, everybody. Now, no, you didn't notice anything. It was just a quick boof to the next, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, transition. Notice I don't do no stupid commercials or anything in between when I have to do something. I had to go outside to do some snow removal. I don't know if you can tell, I'm a little red in the face. Went on my shorts and snow boots. That's hardcore when I'm shoveling and doing all that stuff and clearing off snow and just shorts. I wore a jacket and a hat, but still shorts and snow boots, and it's damn cold outside. Doesn't affect my legs. My legs don't get cold as that fast. It takes a little while for my legs to get a little bit cold. The rest of my body was cold, like my face was cold and stuff, but the X came back early today because the weather outside is getting frightful, or more frightful. So I removed another layer of snow, got that done. Back in a nice warm house, and back to finish up with, I can't believe we're already here, and we're only at 1 hour and 26 minutes in, but we're at the end portion of our show, what I like to call the Gamez Talk Newz portion of the show.
Ready for the fight, Game Talk Newz, gonna set the stage alight. Mr. Mike's got the scoop, he ain't holding back, dropping bombs on the gaming industry track. Hear the thunder, feel the roar. Game Talk Newz gonna settle the score. From E3 to PAX, they got it all. The highs and lows, ready to brawl.
Yeah, the Gamez Talk Newz, folks. Yeah. Woo! Yeah. Woohoo! There we go. Try to add a little spice to it. Oh, at least I got something out of the ordeal. The ex bought some chocolates, so I got some Dove chocolates here. Very delicious. Helped my throat out a little bit because it got a little hoarse from the talking of the podcast and stuff, folks. But yeah, we're back, and not much news. I wrangled up some news, and I threw away all the other garbage news that was going on out there that I just really didn't care about. We talked about some stuff like the state of play for Sony, which, like I said, folks, not to keep harping on Sony. Like I said, I don't want to. For all you PlayStation fanboys out there, listen to me right here. I like all video games. I like to play from all video game hardware manufacturers, genres, stuff. Doesn't matter where or how to play video games. I like to play it. Now, note, I am an Xbox PC fanboy and stuff because those are my play areas of choice as of the moment. But that could always change too. But I used to love playing PlayStation games. I used to just be all PlayStation all the time. It changed because, and I went through this story many times, I really do hope Sony gets their act together and gets stuff going, because they're going to go the way of Microsoft eventually, because they got less studios, way less studios. They haven't been making any great first-person games or first-party games that, you know, are meaningful. They've got one or two spread out very far, and they try to do remasters of stuff like Days Gone and stuff. You know they don't have anything, and they haven't had anything. They haven't spoken or talked about anything. Microsoft and everybody else has been, even though they're not coming out with the stuff all the time right away, but they're still speaking about stuff. Sony has said nothing, nada, goose egg. And I hope they start doing it, because they're going to go the way of Microsoft, and then, you know what, it'll just be like Nintendo, PC, and then the consoles will be like, I don't know. Maybe we'll see a day where Sony and Microsoft just team up on the hardware and they just create one piece of hardware for both of them, and then they just do some weird things where they got their games, they go in together on a console. You never know. It could be the Xbox PlayStation console or something down the road, and just have one unit that plays everything, and then you don't have to worry about that. I don't know. Because it seems like, you know, they're selling consoles, but they're even not selling as many as they used to, what Sony used to, because of the price. They're pricing themselves out of the market. Microsoft was pricing themselves out of the market. But for Microsoft, at least they have the studios and the games and the IPs to back up all that stuff. So they could be losing tons of money on hardware, but they're making it up with the software. So, and they got Game Pass too. So it's like, Sony, you got to get somewhere. You got to do something. Your guys are going to be hurting really bad. Because people aren't going to just keep wanting to buy your Spider-Man games and stuff, and what is he called? Astrobot games all the time, and remasters and stuff, and remakes. Even, Square Enix is eventually going to just start releasing, hopefully eventually, Final Fantasies everywhere, and not just sticking with Sony, because they're not even making any money. So it's going to be interesting going forward for everybody on how games are going to be released, where they're going to be released, and how this industry is going to go. People are going to have to tighten their belts, start having to tighten up on how games are made. Make a big game, make a bunch of smaller games that are cool, spread it out. Save some more money. Stop spending hundreds of millions of dollars. Stop trying to push for the latest and greatest for everything. Not everything has to be picture perfect, And that's just coming from a gamer like me. Now, will that help the games sell and out there for people? Only if the price is right, too, because people, like I said, $70, it's hard to choke on paying $70 for a game. A lot of people can't do it. A lot of people will not do it. People will wait for sales. I wait for sales sometimes, but sometimes I buy them right out, and sometimes I got gift cards that I get and reward points that I can use to save money on games like a pirate, like a Dragon Yakuza pirate in Hawaii. Like I said, I saved $35 on that game. So I paid only $30 for that game. And I'll pay probably full price for that. Maybe not. If somebody gets me that gift card payment that they owe me, maybe I won't be paying full price for Assassin's Creed Shadows. But anyways, I'm interested in Assassin's Creed Shadows in March, so. But even I don't buy every single game that comes out. I pick and choose as well. But that's why I also got Game Pass Ultimate, because it gives me that breathing room and the savings that I could save and instead of purchasing every single game, because a lot of those games come from Microsoft now, and if Microsoft is able to buy more studios in the near future, now that we're in not in a state where they can do that maybe again, we'll see. We'll see. Not that I think Microsoft should own all these game studios, because they're the devil when it comes to game studios too. But if they can get it all under one roof and they can spread it out, they're willing to put their games everywhere. Unlike a lot of other publishers out there that just don't want to do it. If Microsoft ain't selling these games on their own platform only, and they need to make money off of them, they'll put on everything. That's what I like. They're not going to just hold it back from certain platforms and stuff. So one game that I'm pretty much interested in, but will I buy it right away? I don't know yet. I got to see some more gameplay. I got to see what they're going at this. Plus, I got the other games still that I got to still play and go through. One of my back catalog games. Borderlands 4 release date has been confirmed. I think it was confirmed during the State of Play, right? Or no? Or did they do? Yeah, at the new State of Play. Aha, there we go. So Gearbox has officially confirmed the release date for Borderlands 4. At the new State of Play, Gearbox president Randy Pitchford announced that Borderlands 4 will be coming out this September 23rd, 2025. So basically, because Gearbox is now owned by Take-Two, also the owners and parent company of Rockstar Games. Now everybody knows that September's more of a game-friendly outing, maybe. Not that I'm saying Borderlands 4 is nothing, but everybody knows that September isn't going to be the release month for GTA 6. So now people are wondering, well, is it going to be October, November? I'm thinking, and we'll get into this in a little bit because where is it? Yeah, it's the last story. I'll wait till the last story. You know what? I'll bring the story up. Screw it. Bringing the story up. Might as well, because if I'm talking about that, I've got to talk about this. So like I said, Borderlands 4 is coming out this September 23rd, 2025. If you like it or not. I still got to play and finish Borderlands 3. I got into it a little bit more, and then I stopped for a bit because other games were coming out. But it's one of those, I can jump back in, do some looting and shooting, and go back out again. Fun, but I haven't been, like, really into it. I should try to get into the next one. I got to see if I can hook back up with some older friends of mine that played Borderlands, and maybe see if I can get party upped for the game, because maybe I could play with them and we can all go loot and shoot together. You know, that's always fun when you loot and shoot with friends and stuff. But it's been a while, but I might have to see that. But otherwise, I can wait on Borderlands 4. It's not that I need it in my life right away, and it's coming out at a time where there's tons of other games coming out that I like in September and around that holidays and around that time of the year. But like I said, September isn't going to be the date where GTA 6 releases, but they do. But at Take-Two, or the CEO at Take-Two states that GTA 6 release date is still set for this fall of 2025, meaning I'm thinking November to December, because he says the fall time. So I'm thinking November into December. That's the hard dates that I'm thinking around. I'm not thinking, October to November. I'm thinking November to December time frame when GTA 6 comes out. Plus, they still got to release a few more trailers. They got to release like a gameplay trailer. If they're going to do a new GTA Online for that game, what's going on in that game? We got a lot of questions, and we need some actual answers and some backstory on what GTA 6 is going to be and how it's going to play and all that stuff. And we do know that it's only coming out for next-gen systems. It's not going to be coming out for like the Xbox One or PlayStation 4 or anything like that. It's going to come out on next-gen consoles only. And, of course, when Take-Two CEO's Strauss Zelnick also stated that this is going to be a console seller, because, consoles aren't really selling, and he believes this is going to be a big console seller, and it's going to move a lot of these Xboxes and PlayStations. That means you're not going to get a PC version anytime soon. But that's like all of Rockstar's games. When you get a PC version of their games, it's not for a very, very long time. Like, I just purchased not too long ago, because I know it was on sale. They had GTA 4 with with Nikolai, then one back in Liberty City. That was on Steam, and that was on sale for a very cheap price at the time. And I bought that because I didn't even know it was on Steam. Surprisingly enough, I didn't know that game was on Steam, and it was on Steam, and I bought it because we were all thinking they were going to remaster GTA 4, but they didn't. So I got that at a steal price, a steal of a price on Steam, of course, because it was on during a Steam sale. It was like on I think a developer sale or something like that, so they had it on sale. So I bought that, but so definitely they're not doing a remaster of that, which I would think they would need the voice actors for. I don't know. I don't know if they would need them, but probably have to pay them or something if they're going to release it again. But anyways, we know that it takes a long time for Rockstar to decide, we're going to put this on PC eventually, because they're going to put this on consoles. That's what they want to do. And that's how they do things over there at Rockstar and stuff. They put them out on consoles. They let people suffer in the PC space for a bit, and then they go, hey, now it's finally out on PC, and now you can buy it on PC, and we'll charge you full freight, $70 or whatever for this game, and they'll make a boatload more money, But A lot of questions. A lot of questions on what GTA 6 is going to be. I hope it's going to be good. Like I said, just looking at the first trailer here, it looks pretty damn good. And, the trailers that they do is in-game footage that they do these trailers from. So the game's going to look like this. And I'm like, if I only could play it on PC. If they would sell it on PC, Xbox, I would definitely buy it. But this will get me to play my Series X a lot more when this game comes out. If it's not being upcharged, if they don't do the thing where we're going to charge more than $70 for this game, because that might be a deal breaker for a lot of people. But a lot of questions, and we need a lot of answers to a lot of these questions. What the story is going to be like, what the gameplay is going to be like, if it's going to have online right away, or they're going to still use the other GTA Online until eventually they go to this online. A lot of questions, a lot of stuff. I don't know. I'm a big GTA fan. There's no doubt about it. I even bought the GTA, what are they called? The Definitive Collector's Remaster Collection, even though a lot of people hated them. I liked them. I was happy that I was able to play them out of the gate, and now they're really good. I beat GTA 3. I got to go back in and play more of Vice City. I'm stuck at that one damn mission where I got to go at that shooting range, and I got to shoot those targets just right, and I suck at that. But once I pass that, I can play the rest of that, and then I can go and play the rest of San Andreas and stuff. But I bought those remasters 3 times, that definitive edition, but I like it so much. I love my GTA games. I love the main GTA games. I did play a lot of GTA Online when it came out. I just never stuck with it because when they started putting too much stuff into it, and then you got to buy stuff with shark cards and all that, I fell out of it. But at the beginning, I played with my friends. I played with a lot of people, and it was fun. It was fun at first, and I hope they do. I hope they catch lightning in a bottle with this, and I hope the story is really solid. I hope it's really nice and long. I hope there's a lot of stuff to do in this world, and I'm just hoping for the best for GTA 6. Because if it sucks, if it comes out and it's a bomb, that's gonna be something. That's gonna be something. Imagine if this GTA does not hit. And they spent all that money to make this game and all those years. I don't know. That's something you don't want to think about. But you got to think about that because times have changed, people. Times have changed. Let's see here. So Xbox Game Pass is losing some games. They usually do. Licenses run out and games come off. But sometimes they come back on. But they're losing some bigger games here, especially some Yakuza games. Not that I don't own all of them digitally, so it doesn't really matter to me. But for some of you that still maybe wanted to try them out, Xbox Game Pass is losing a few of those games and some other games. So Xbox Game Pass games leaving on February 28th, 2025. So I guess these are all leaving on February 28th, 2025. So they got Gris, which I guess was added in 2023. It's 3 to 4 hours long. Maneater, that game has been on Game Pass for a long time. I actually own the physical version of that. And maybe the digital. No, maybe it's just the physical. I own it. I got to get back into Maneater. I dropped off of that because I didn't know how to upgrade my shark anymore. Like, I couldn't figure it out. But I could just watch some stuff. But Maneater was fun. That's a good, like, Jaws-like game. I should get back into Maneater one day. That was on February 2024. It's 8 to 12 hours long. That's leaving. Paw Patrol World, that was originally put on Game Pass at March 2024, so it's leaving now. Space Engineers, February 2024. Okay. Warhammer 40,000 Bolt Gun. That's came on the service on 2024, so a year ago. Most of these are going to be a year ago. Wulong Fallen Dynasty, March 2023. So that's been on the service for 2 years now. And then the next two are Yakuza 3 Remastered and Yakuza 4 Remastered. So these games been on there since 2021. They've been on Xbox Game Pass for a long time, folks. They were on there when Microsoft made a deal with Sega / over at RGG Studios, and they finally got the Yakuza games on Xbox. And that's when my love of Yakuza games went into full effect, folks. That's when the Yakuza fever, settled in on me, and I played every Yakuza game, mostly twice. I still got to play a few others twice. I own them, though, so I bought them all, so it's not a big thing, but still, 6 of the Yakuza games will remain on Xbox Game Pass in March 2025, so the rest of them still will be on there, like Yakuza 0, Kiwami 2, Yakuza 5 Remastered, Yakuza 6, Song of Life, Yakuza Like a Dragon, which I'm surprised that's on there, but it's on there because it's been long enough. Sometimes referred as Yakuza 7 amongst the fandom. That would be me. So it's only 4 and 5, or 3 and 4, which those were kind of the weakest ones in the series, I got to say, so it's not too bothersome on that, but yeah, you're losing a couple Yakuza games, but those were the games that are leaving, and they're leaving February 28th, so you could still go ahead and jump into any of these games and play them before they leave, and then you never know, they might come back on the service eventually again. You never know. It's just got to get more deals going on and see what, RGG and others want to do. If they want to put their games back on the service, if they're making more money from Game Pass, there you go. Another Xbox news. This is rumored, this is semi-rumored, but I'm sure this is not a rumor. It's just backstage talk. Xbox reporter states that Series X and S successor to the Xbox Series X and S has been fully approved by Microsoft. So now it's moved past its early pitch stage. I said pitch stage, meaning they were probably working on design. Basically, they were working on a concept. They were working on designs, stuff like that, and costs and stuff on hardware, what the hardware would cost, what it can do, what its potential is, all that stuff. And then they bring it to the board and they go, hey, we want to make this console this way and all that stuff. So now that it's all been pre-designed, now they're going to go ahead and make a mock-up and do all that other stuff, and then they're going to put it out there eventually. Then we'll hear about new Xbox next-gen system hardware eventually down the road, which, like I said, if I was then, and I know people are saying there's a Xbox handheld device also in the works as well, I am hoping that Microsoft, and I said this many times before, I hope Microsoft takes a page out of Nintendo's book and goes the way of just making the new, focusing on the Xbox handheld and making it the Xbox handheld / console device 2-in-1, where you could use it as a handheld or play as a console and not worried or focused on supreme graphics and stuff. Maybe do the dock thing where they can have like a GPU in the dock so it gets to its 4K 60 or whatever they want to do, and then when it's the handheld, it's only 1080p 60 or something like that. That's what I would do. And not only will they save maybe some money, maybe even have it so you can just buy the handheld unit and you could dock it and play 1080p 60 games, all your games in 1080p 60 on your console or on your handheld or your TV. But if you buy this special dock with the extra graphics hardware in it, which will be separate, they could charge like a $200 to $400 for that. Then you can plug it in, and then you could get your 4K 60 and all that, and maybe some extra drive space or something like that. Something weird, something interesting. That would work. People would dig that. People would be like, oh, so it's like the ROG Ally meets a bit of the Nintendo Switch, but you get more power out of the dock, and people would understand it and just have the base unit, and then people could save money, and then eventually if they want to get that extra processing power, they can buy it later, and there you go. Why is that such a hard concept for people to understand or to think about? I don't know. To me, that sounds like a no-brainer, but I'm not in the industry, and I know a lot of other people would say, well, yeah, that makes sense, but there's so many things that they think about and blah, blah, blah. And then they tell me all these things on why they don't do it. And I'm like, it's just because they're not pushing. They're not going that extra mile to do that. I don't know. I think that's what they should do. They should do, if they're going to do a good successor and they want it, and they're really, I know they say they're not really focused on the hardware too much, technically, but I'm sure they would if they could, because if they could sell the hardware like gangbusters, I'm sure a lot of those game titles that would be third parties going forward would just go back to being just first party exclusives again, which no doubt if they sold a million of those consoles. But what Microsoft should do, especially if Sony's going into working on their own portable hardware again, which I'm going to say right now, Sony isn't focused. They're not going to focus on that portable hardware. They're going to fuck it up. They fucked it up. They're going to do they're going to do the Vita thing all over again. I love the Vita, but they're going to oversell it. They're going to overcharge for it. They're going to not support it, and it's just going to suck because they're going to focus more on the main hardware. They're not going to have it where it's like you can buy your software on that and your main hardware. They're going to do something stupid. And like I said, I lost faith in Sony on what they do and the PlayStation and all that. I lost faith in them a long time ago with that. But Microsoft, they can fix this. Will they do that? Probably not. They'll just come out with another box. But if they do, and they do the whole Nintendo thing where they can make it and dock it and maybe have the dock as extra hardware to graphics hardware to boost it up, and you can have that separate. Like I said, don't include it. Don't rack up the price initially. Just make it cheap as possible for the handheld. Like if it's, I don't know, $500 or something for the 1080p 60. I don't know. It'd be very hard for them to do that. But if they can figure out a way, I'm sure maybe $600, people would still be like, but they would understand. But then have like a $300 to $400 bump up dock down the road, or separately if they say, hey, you want to buy the special dock for more graphics capabilities for that extra horsepower, there you go. So we're giving you the savings. You still got great hardware. You still can play on your TV or portably, and then down the road, if you feel like you want to get more beefier for your TV or whatever, here, plug it in this $400 dock and they can make more money off of that. I don't know. That would be a good way to do it. But will they do that? Probably not. But I'll still keep talking about it. I'll still keep dreaming that. Like I said, Nintendo did the whole thing with the Switch, which I had a vision for way longer before the Switch came out. And I'm like, oh, yeah, somebody should do that. They should have a thing where you can play it on your TV or portably and all that. And I'm like, Nintendo should do that. And then they did the Switch, and I'm like, and then I was sold right away. That's why I bought the first Switch, because I was sold on it, because I'm like, that's what I was talking about, what they should do or somebody should do. And they did it. And it worked well for them. Now, other people got to try to do the same. Lightning in the bottle. Talking about Nintendo Switch 2 price reportedly revealed, and I'm not... and this is all rumors. This is all speculation, because this isn't coming from Sony. Apparently, people are hearing that this is coming out for around, what is it, $517.06 or $465.25, somewhat around there. So basically, that's how much they want to sell it for, or that's the retail or something like that. But they're thinking retail price is probably around $450 to $500, which I was saying it was going to be around probably $450, $500 for the Switch 2, especially if it's going to be more power, be a bigger screen, stuff like that. I'm thinking that, and like I said, fluctuations in price, tariffs, maybe all the other stuff, all the other factors out there that with costs going up and stuff. I'm pretty sure the Switch 2 is going to be $450 to $500. And a lot of people are like, oh my God, it's never going to be $500 or $450. Yeah, I think it will be. I'm betting I'm betting the farm on 450 to 500. I've been saying that they can't do cheaper with the Switch. They got to go 450 or 449.99 or 499.99. You know, for 500. I'm pretty sure it's going to be like that, especially if it's going to be a bit more powerful and they're doing some new stuff to it. We'll see, because that's going to be in April 2nd. We will know all, folks. That's going to be a big day. That's going to be a big day in gaming history. We'll find out if Nintendo can prove us all wrong, prove us all right, prove us to be us to drop our jaws and go, what the fuck? And then see their gaming lineup or something after that and go, whoa. When is April 2nd anyways? Isn't that like a Tuesday? February, March, April 2nd. Oh, it's a Wednesday. It's right in the middle of the month. Middle of the month. I don't know. Maybe I should take off for that day. I'm thinking about it. It depends on what time the Switch 2 announcement's going to be. It's probably going to be like noon or something, 1 o'clock. I don't know. I'm interested. I'm so interested. Even though I'm not going to buy the initial release of the Switch 2, like I said, I know they're not going to come out with an OLED version, but down the road when they do an OLED version, I will buy that version of it. And of course, it'll be more improved. They'll do some different things with it, and then that'll be the version I purchase. And then hopefully, and probably, I'm not saying maybe, hopefully, or probably, I'm probably going to purchase all the games up front because I know how a lot of the Switch games, physical titles, go out of stock and it's harder to get or whatnot out there. So I might buy those, when they're out, and then I'll just keep them. And then when I get my Switch 2, then I'll go be able to play them and stuff like that. Because I'm crazy like that. But and then we could find out if I'm right or wrong on the whole Switch 2 backwards compatibility thing with software. Hopefully they'll have a nice list for us this time on what's backwards compatible, what's not, or just have a list on what games will not work on the Switch 2. You got to let us know that too. We got to know what games will and will not work, because they said not all games will work on the Switch 2, so I'm wondering what titles those would be. I'm sure a lot of us would. Hopefully it's not that big of a list, but it might be those obscure things that we don't really care about. Let's hope. And then the final news story that I broke out for you guys, because I'm nice and I want to get out of here to eat and play some games before I waste the rest of my days and not do any gaming today, which I did a little bit, but I want to do more. Rocksteady. They haven't been having a good time over at Rocksteady. You know, you got the whole WB Games studios over at WB just losing money. Got Warner Bros. Discovery just tanking everything because they got idiots running Warner Bros. Discovery, especially the biggest idiot of them all, the guy that runs it all. Just idiots. Idiots. And then Rocksteady, their last game just tanked. Now they're basically going back to the beginning. They're going back to working on a single-player Batman game. And also, apparently, Monolith's Productions Wonder Woman game is in trouble because I guess they're rebooting that as well. So basically, they're going to go back to a single-player Batman game, going back to maybe the Gotham, the Dark Knight games again. What to think about that? The Arkham game, they were good. I like playing all the Arkham games. I was, like a lot of people, was hoping they would maybe try to tackle Superman. Try to get a good Superman game or something going. But I guess that ain't happening. Because they fucked up the Suicide Squad game. Because that was a bust. But I was kind of hoping they would go and try like Superman maybe. Instead of Batman, and then go back to Batman down the road. But it's people got a lot of questions for Batman. The Batman game, especially because who's going to voice Batman? I'm thinking they might get the guy that voices Batman in the Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy series. Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy series, animated series. because they got a guy that does the Bruce Wayne Batman thing there. I would think they might try to get that guy because he already does the voice work for them. But who knows? And for the Joker, could they give Mark Hamill back maybe? Maybe if they give him enough cash. I know he said he was done doing Joker, but if there's a big bag of cash for him, oh boy, he'll come back and do the Joker thing again. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the Joker is back, baby. Yeah, the Joker is back. Because you know the Joker doesn't stay dead forever. And you gotta have the Joker in the Batman Arkham games. Yeah. How's my Joker? My throat just hurts like crazy after that. Ooh. And I could probably do a better job on the Joker. Because, I can do a lot of the Mark Hamill stuff. Pretty good. He's easy to do, especially when I do the Emperor from Star Wars, Palpatine Emperor voice work. Doing that and then going over to the Joker, it makes it a lot of sense. You just gotta get that throat going and the gargling and stuff, and you gotta go do the thing like something else. Yeah, that's a joke. I don't know. I'm not gonna quit my day job over that, but yeah, the Joker could come back, but I don't know. Would you want a new Batman game? Oh, here we go. Arkham Asylum, my favorite Batman game. What is everybody's favorite Batman? A lot of people said their favorite Batman game was Batman Arkham City. Yes, it was very good. I love Batman Arkham Asylum, though. That was really nice, dark, gritty. That's when we got a really good first Batman game in a while. Arkham City took that and took it to new heights. I did like Batman Arkham Knight. I know a lot of people didn't. I didn't play Origins. I definitely didn't play the VR. Didn't play Arkham Origins Blackgate either. But the Arkham games were really good. And shit, if they make the Arkham games again or whatever, yeah, who knows? I don't know. I don't know. I wish I knew, people, but I don't know. I hope they do good. I hope we can get some really good Batman again. But I would also like them to do something new, like Superman. Have a cool Superman game like at the Arkham games, but with Superman. Bring in Doomsday and all the other people in there. Miskowitsky or Miskowitsky, whatever his name is, the little what's his name? What is that character? Rumpelstiltskin character that is in the Superman title, but I don't know. I think that all those studios are in trouble. Even I heard people didn't even really care for Mortal Kombat 1. Basically, I liked it. I played the story. I didn't like the Chaos Reigns story, but I bought it because it was cheap, so I could get the DLC characters. But I liked it. I played a bunch of it. I stopped because I went to Tekken after that and Tekken 8, and I'm going back to play more Street Fighter. But it was okay. It's good. I thought the story was pretty tight and stuff. I just hope they, what would they do? They're gonna sell all those studios off. I'm sure they could. I'm sure they will or might, because it is Warner Brothers Discovery, and they, like I said, you got a bunch of dumb idiots on the top now, especially the CEO. So they might sell it off, but a lot of people say, well, what are they going to sell off? If they're just going to sell the studios and not the IPs, people aren't going to just want to go and rent the IPs from them. They don't want to license the IPs from them. They probably would want the Mortal Kombat IP or something like that, at least the Mortal Kombat IP, for like if NetherRealm Studios got sold, and they might want some of the other IPs or something else, or special licensing for everything else. I don't know. And who would buy them? Probably Microsoft. Sony would be a close second, but I don't know. Sony, did they have the money to do that? I don't know. Nintendo wouldn't. EA, but they would bury everything. Take-Two, I don't know. I would think Microsoft could attempt that. They usually buy the sickly studios and try to bring them back to life. You know, Bethesda Softworks was kind of sickly at the time. Nobody knew that, really. We all thought they were doing quite well, and they weren't doing that well financially, and they scooped them up. That's why they bought them. A couple others. Activision Blizzard wasn't doing the best. They were doing okay, but they scooped them up. A couple others, you know, Psychonauts Studio, take Double Fine from Tim Schafer. They scooped them up, amongst others. I don't know. We'll find out. Because they could do a lot. Somebody could do a lot with all that IP and make some really good games. Not just Hogwarts games and other stuff. I don't know. It's a new era. It's a different era of video games. There's still a lot of the same era, but a lot of times, a lot of games, a lot of the era, a lot of what we used to know as video games changed. Changed for the better, the worse, the more expensive. I'm just glad I'm able to purchase and play what I can. You know, you got to be thankful for that stuff, folks. As gamers, as people that enjoy the genre, enjoy the artwork, enjoy the gameplay, the mechanics, the stories, the characters, the people, the association. It's everything. It's art, it's story, it's imagination, you know, for most stuff. Unless if you're playing sports games, then it's like dictating actual real life stuff. So, well, that was it. That's it for the show, folks. I know. I haven't gone to 3 hours. I'm surprised. I went to 2 hours. Oh, could have went to 3 hours, but I just trying to make the shows shorter, you know. Didn't have super much to talk about except for Avowed and stuff. Like I said, folks, this Friday, well, actually, I should just rewind a little bit. This Wednesday, I will have a Let's Play, and that will hopefully be more Avowed. I am planning to play more Avowed today, so I will hopefully have more Avowed gameplay for you guys for a Let's Play on Wednesday, because I am itching to play more. I'm itching and hitching to play more Avowed. And then Friday, it's going to be Yakuza. Yakuza Like Me again, folks. That series is back. Back with Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii with Majima. Now, they have a demo out. I downloaded the demo. I did not play the demo. And I was thinking about playing the demo. I was going to play the demo, and I'm like thinking now, I'm not going to play the demo. I already know what it's going to be like. I am going to delete the demo off my Xbox, and I am going to just wait till the game comes on and be surprised and play it with the rest of you guys on Friday. So this Friday, it's going to be a big day. I might stream earlier. I don't know yet. I might do an earlier stream. I'm not going to confirm it until tomorrow when I put out my schedule on Monday, which is today when you're hearing this and watching this. So it'll be out today when you're here and watch this podcast, but I'm taking off. I'm going to be off Friday for the Yakuza Like Me and to play Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. I should try to do like a 5 o'clock stream. I might try to do it because then I want to play a bunch of it at the start. So we'll see. We'll see when I decide I want to do it and how this is going to work and all that other stuff. So just be on the lookout. Go to my website at OldFreakyGamer.com. Go to the schedule section. And you'll see my schedule of all the dates and stuff and what's going on. But definitely doing a Let's Play of Avowed for this week. And then, like I said, Friday stream is going to be Like a Dragon. It's going to be Yakuza Like Me. It's coming back. My Yakuza Like Me series is back, and it's going to be Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii with Majima. I cannot wait. And it's going to be the fighting style again. It's not going to be turn-based. It's going to be a fighting style game like they usually do for every other game. And it's going to be awesome. And that's that's pretty much it for the week. I might have some other Let's Plays or something going. Who knows? Maybe I'll drop some other stuff. Maybe not. Who knows? I don't know. It depends on how the week goes. Got other stuff going on, but Friday, like I said, just go to oldfreakygamer.com for the scheduling. And also go to youtube.com/oldfreakygamer-2023 or youtube.com, search oldfreakygamer, one word, and you can subscribe for free to my YouTube channel. It's all free. My website, oldfreakygamer.com, is free. That's where I host all the videos, podcasts, and other stuff. If I ever do an article or something in the future, that's where it'll be. That's where the podcast is hosted from. I also stream on Twitch. Also, I do the dual streaming where I stream YouTube and Twitch. All my comments and live stream chat room is YouTube. Twitch is just the mirrored stream from my YouTube stream. So if you guys like to, and you don't like to watch YouTube on your live streaming and you like to watch on twitch.tv, I also still stream there. So I just don't, it's not my main hub. YouTube's live is my main hub. So there you go. And I don't know, go out and play Avowed. Go out and play Avowed. I don't know, Evolve, is that still a game? Is that still playable, Evolve? I don't know. Go out and play Avowed. It's coming out tomorrow for you guys. If you didn't buy in early, it's coming out Tuesday. Play it. It's really good. If you got Game Pass Ultimate, go out, play it on your PC, play it on your Xbox. It's a great game. If you like Elder Scrolls, you like Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, stuff like that, this is going to be a game for you, especially you graphic heads. So everybody, Mr. Mike, me, signing out. Gonna end the show if I can figure it out here. There we go. I should really remember that. So I'm signing out. Until next time, folks, I'm Mr. Mike. This has been the GamezAttack podcast. And I, Mr. Mike, saying game on, game hard, world conquest. I'm pushing this game button. This show is now game over. See ya. When I'm running, I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no, I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up. It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
Nintendo.
Family computer.
Dude, go fuck yourself.